Welcome back to Paint Fork Farm. Today was a quick day out in the field. We were just direct seeding some dahlias. So we did these 3 beds. We took the black plastic off. Sam used the BCS to till, and then I used the Haas double wheel hoe to make our 4 furrows per bed. These first 2 are all Johnny's giant hybrid dahlias. This bed over here is almost all of the GeoSeed Dahlia Showtime / Showpiece. We were short 1 row or 1 seed tape, so we just finished those off with some of the hybrid dahlias. So predominantly Showtime and Showpiece / and then all of these are the hybrids. So hopefully these are the ones just like the transplants that we bumped up last week, or the seedlings that we bumped up last week, that will transplant into these 3 beds. These are hopefully going to give us the dahlia tubers for next year. So we'll mark the ones that are the best and the prettiest and all of that. With the hybrid, we don't know what we're going to get. With the Showpiece and Showtime, we don't know what colors and stuff we're going to get. So we'll mark those to save the best ones and then have those tubers for next year. So that's it for today. We'll see you next week. Hi, it's Sammy at Paint Fork Farm again. Another quick work day today. 1 row just of some trials on some vegetables and herbs to see how they do back here. And we had that 1 extra row that from the flooding and everything that happened earlier, where this was dianthus, but when the flood happened, it washed everything away and killed it all off. So we uncovered it today. We tilled it with the BCS. Again, we stuck with just the 4 rows in this 1 bed to just kind of keep it easy, and the same as everything else. This back row are our tomatoes. We have all of the slicers are indeterminate, and then we have cherry tomatoes in there as well. In between each tomato plant, we put an African marigold, and to help with like bugs and stuff. All of these starts we just bought at the store. We didn't start these from seed or anything. Again, they were just trials. We had some extra space, so we decided to go for it. We spent about $130 on them. So again, starting with this back row, we have 1 marigold here, and then we have an early girl, which this should, you know, as the name suggests, it should throw out fruit earlier than any of the other tomatoes, or any of the other slicing tomatoes. It's a slicer. Then we have chocolate, another marigold. Chocolate sprinkles, which is a cherry tomato, then marigold. Big boy, which is a slicer, marigold. Yellow canary, which is a cherry, marigold. Red beefsteak, another slicer, marigold. Sweet million, which is a cherry tomato, marigold. Lemon boy, which is a yellow slicer, marigold, and then black prince, which is a slicer as well. On this next row, then starting here again, then we have lunchbox red pepper, which is like a snacker pepper, then a Tabasco pepper, Super 45 cantaloupe. It's way over there. See, we leave a lot of space for that one to really go. After these cantaloupe, we have Pinot Noir pepper, crookneck squash, and then the Charleston gray watermelon, which has the most space. We tried to give it a lot of space in there. Even though it's close to some other things, we're thinking that these that are more viney stuff will go under. We have it kind of spaced out, so where some tall, like the tomatoes and the peppers around them, those will grow up tall. Okra, which we'll get to on the next row, but they grow up tall, so then it'll leave room on the bottom for these viney things to really spread out, and again, hopefully help with some weed suppression and stuff, since they'll be down there kind of blanketing it out. On the next row, here we have Black Beauty zucchini. You don't see anything here, but these are all okra seeds. We had good luck starting them from seed last year, so we actually used some of the okra pods that we saved from what we grew last year. So this is Clemson Spineless. We originally got these seeds from So True Seed, and we've just saved seeds every year and they keep working well, so we keep doing that. So we have 9 okra plants, and then coming down here we have a jalapeno pepper, which I believe this was a mild one. One thing of dill, and then more okra plants going on. Again, keeping those taller okra, doesn't have a lot of bottom foliage once it starts getting up, bottom leaves and stuff to kind of go. So that'll give a lot of space for that watermelon plant to fill out. On the last row, this is mainly our herbs and stuff. I think they're all herbs. Oh no, well, almost all. But at the beginning we have a rosemary, and then these basils were sold as a chef's trio. So they have red, sweet, and serrated. I tried to kind of separate them out, but they really didn't want to separate out more than these 3. So you can see they're kind of all are like blending in together. We'll kind of see how that grows up. I'm not really sure about that, if all of them are going to survive or if they'll have enough space. But some of the stuff, since we got it from the store, the root development, I mean, they were great looking, but they were really a lot of roots in there, hard to separate out. I didn't want to kill them off, so I just kind of left them together. So next up after that, we have the English thyme. We have some Italian oregano, lemon thyme, 2 things of dill. I was gonna plant that all as one, but that was the opposite of those basils, is those just really came apart easily. So I actually spread those out as I was planting and kind of shifted them, which is why there's that one dill plant just kind of off in the other row by itself. I needed to kind of stick it somewhere, so I did. Then we have a Boston pickling cucumber, and then we have 3 things of sweet basil. I was hoping to, these 3 came in one pot. I was hoping to separate them out into 4. You can see this one at the end has 2 on it, but again, the roots were just so tight in there that I didn't want to, like, that's as far as I wanted to go with them. Basil is pretty hardy, so it should bounce back nicely, you know, but we'll see. After that, we threw in some of these T-posts and put some of our netting up. This isn't really for support. Our plan is to go back through and do a Florida weave for the tomatoes instead of staking each one of those. But this is mainly to kind of as a deer deterrent right now. We don't really want them walking across it. We were gonna put up one of our step-in posts from Premier Fence, but just as tight as these rows are and they're kind of hard to deal with, and they're not meant for 25-foot beds. They're meant to like go out. But anyway, so we just threw this up really fast. We are gonna go back through and sprinkle some clover on top, same as we've been doing with all the other beds. And yesterday when we direct seeded the dahlias, we actually forgot to put out that clover cover crop too. So we're gonna hit those beds real quick. We went through, we watered everything today, watered all this stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We kind of used the correct spacing, kind of didn't. Again, I'm kind of trying to like think of how the plants grow and kind of do that, with also trying to get as much in this bed as we can. Hopefully give us some food later on in the year and see how vegetables grow on this side, because besides the okra trial we did last year, and we've never grown vegetables over here, we did grow some purple basil, but that was for flowers and bouquets and stuff. So hopefully it'll do well. Everything in here should have full sun, and it's not going to quite get that because of the river birch here is going to kind of interfere with that a little bit. So we'll see. Again, I mean, nobody's gardens and stuff at their houses ever really get full sun, I think, either. So I'm sure that they'll be fine as long as they survive. The plants all looked really good when we were checking at them at the store. We were flipping them up on the bottoms, making sure that there wasn't a ton of root growth coming out of the bottoms. And we were trying to get things that hadn't started flowering or anything like that. It's kind of late in the season, so a lot of the starts and stuff that the stores around here have are kind of like older, so that, you know, we did the best we can, or we could, The one that was different from that is the Boston pickling cucumber. That one, I think they might have just bumped it up because there wasn't a lot of root development in it. It was very, like it was at the very top, but the rest of the soil just fell away. So I'm thinking they had just bumped it up into that new container. So it hadn't had enough time to grow in there. So maybe that'll be good, maybe it won't. We'll see how that all kind of goes. But yeah, that's what we got going on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess if you want to kind of show them like where all the deer have been walking, you can see all the dips and holes in all the beds. Because, you know, they come and go as they want. Sam, is there anything else?
Nope.
Oh, I guess I will say about the marigolds, we bought them as well. I got them from the clearance section, so it was normally an $11 little sack thing of them. Some of them were dead. We got 9 out of it. I think it should have had like 12 originally, so pretty good deal. We got them for $5. We did go through and trim off all of the black because some of them had gotten a little, like they had bloomed already. The blooms were kind of moldy and stuff, so we just cut off all of the blooms, and any black or anything we saw on them, we went ahead and cut them off because, again, marigolds are hardy. They'll bounce back from that. We don't want to introduce any new mold or anything into the garden, which, I mean, they might already have, so you never really know. We did this incredibly fast. We picked it up at the store and we came home, and I just spent like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes like whipping up a plan for this. So I'm sure there's a better way we could have done it, but we got it all in, and we got it in before the sun went down, and we got to run because I still have to make dinner, and I have a lot of things to do, including working on the blog because I'm behind on that. But I'm hopefully catching up soon. I did put a new post up today, so if you want to go over there, Paint Fork Farm, and check out the blog, then that's cool. I think that's about it, and we will see you soon. Bye!